last week on Red Arrow TV. Josh and I just got a crash course in what real hog hunting is like. Now we're going out here and see if we can't stick a gator with the bow. And all of a sudden it was just like, see these two big lights just cut on. One of the nicest airboats that I've ever seen rolls up on us. And sure enough, it's the man.
I do hope you're frogging with that thing.
You what?
I do hope you're frogging with that thing.
Frogging?
Frogging.
And the first thing the game warden says to me, he's like, hope you're shooting frogs with that. I look back at Mitch like, we shooting frogs, Mitch?
Huh?
Gator hunting?
Yeah, we're on the gator permit.
Okay. Anything?
No, we just came up on one right here.
Probably a small one.
It went down, but.
Did I scare him away for you? Sorry about that.
Nah, I think we might have.
Where you got the press with you?
Huh? Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're filming.
Yeah.
Filming for a TV show.
You gotta be sticking kid. Now roll up with the press. Who you with?
Red Arrow. I host a television show called Red Arrow.
Red Arrow?
Yeah, channel 605 Direct TV.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Media.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. We're just good old boys with a camera, really, is the way I like to think of it.
Yeah, okay.
But no, Mitch assured him, he was like, no, I got a gator permit or whatever. So after that, things went along pretty smoothly. He checked us out and, you know, sent us on our way. And we were back in action trying to kill a gator.
Talk it out.
There's the tail right there. Pretty good one. It's kind of like a 7-footer, isn't it? He looks like he's bigger than 7 foot.
You know, we were seeing a lot of gators, and Mitch would spot a gator, and you could see the light go up or down or left and right. And if you went left and right, that meant not a shooter. And if he went up and down, that meant you better get up there with your bow and get ready. Yeah, you feel like you could catch a gator this big with your hands until you put your hand on it and you feel how much power that little thing actually has.
What are you getting in the boat?
So we're just cruising down these trails, and some of the trails were super thick, and you know, we were having to knock back the brush and everything. All of a sudden, this gator ducks up in the weeds, and all I saw was the light hitting the water, going up and down, and you know, I knew that was one we wanted to get after. So we're just cruising down these trails, and some of the trails were super thick, and you know, we were having to knock back the brush and everything. All of a sudden, this gator ducks up in the weeds, and all I saw was the light hitting the water, going up and down, and you know, I knew that was one we wanted to get after. I didn't know if we had him on camera or what. It all happened so fast that we just waited a second, and Mitch said, you know, don't worry about it. He's going to come out of there. once that gator broke free from the grass, Mitch spots him. So we roll up on this gator and my heart rate is through the roof.
Ready, Doc? You're good. Smoke him.
I mean, I expected to get excited and I expected to have a lot of fun on this trip. I didn't expect anything like this. My adrenaline was just jacked up.
Son.
That was a good shot.
Oh, man. How many gators did we see? Dang on, we saw what, 7 or something? What's he talking about, son? That was fun right there, boy.
Where they hit them with the bang stick is right in the back of their head, and the biggest part that was exposed through the lily pads of this gator was that, you know, that circle behind his head about like that. So I just picked the spot. And even when the gator kind of came back to and started to fight a little bit, he didn't have a whole lot of fight left in him.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Yep. What do you think, bro?
Smoked him, baby. That was awesome.
Big one?
That's what I was told. I just shot.
All right, he ain't dead yet, so pay attention.
Yes, sir. There's his head whenever. No.
Oh, definitely.
He got him like right behind the head.
Back up the big one. Surprised I just probably not even look that.
Why'd you put that tip in? Like right behind the head?
Right there where it was made for.
Wow.
You missed the vertebrae to the left about it, I think.
You would have killed him.
Would have been biscuit.
He didn't act up much.
That's because he was hit.
That's because he hit that was a good shot.
See, if you shoot him in the back, you'll
Well, you
puncture
know.
their lungs and stuff.
You know, that's an inch and a half from where we hit him with the bang stick. Couple more or something. I think my adrenaline's pumping too hard. I'm ripping the tape here.
So basically now, I mean, we got the gator in the boat. We got what we came to do, and it was Jeff's turn to shoot.
So Kip was successful. Everybody was high-fiving. Everybody was ready to go again. So they handed me the bow, and I switched over to Mitch's boat. Mitch locates a good gator, and I get ready to shoot, and I pull back on it, and I can't get a good angle because he's staring right at me, and I didn't want to shoot the gator right between the eyes. And that's the only shot I had, so I let down and we circled around on this gator, and Mitch got us in a better position.
Another TV show had been there hunting with Mitch and had stuck this this broadhead sticker on the floor of the boat. Well, when Jeff was trying to draw his bow back, he slipped on the sticker. Somehow he managed to stay at half draw, slip on the sticker, and regain his balance. I don't know how he did it without breaking his neck.
I had my finger behind the release, so it never went off.
I don't know how good their broadheads are, but their stickers are very, very dangerous. So we hear, you know, we're cruising down the channel looking for a gator, and we hear Mitch's boat do a 180. Sure enough, they see another shooter gator right away. When they rolled up on this second gator, we were a good probably 100 yards away from them. And by the time we had gotten back to the boat, Jeff already had an arrow in a good gator.
When I leaned over in the front to get the good angle on it, the cam, when it rolled back over, hit the metal of the boat.
The amazing thing about it was all that force and everything that happened to the boat, you know, there were no cracks in the limbs. Everything was good to go. I just didn't have any way to get the string back on the cam.
Did you feel the boat kick back?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because the gator was right there.
Did you stick him or miss him? Or
No, he hit him. The gator's laying under
got
the
him?
boat.
He's right there.
No way, dude. That's all that matters.
He's laying under y'all's boat.
Chuck that bow out in the glades, man. Just get that gator in.
So fortunately for us, even though Jeff hit the bow on the rail and we've got the gator on the line, and we better get him in because I'm all out of bows at this point. Now this gator, it wasn't like mine where he was in open water. He was in some thick, nasty stuff, and they had to really work to try to get his head out where they could bang stick him. Awesome, man.
We got it done.
We did. Well, after we got the gators in the boat, we headed back to Mitch's truck and put them in the cooler that looked more like a coffin, which is appropriate because there was two great big old gators in there.
All I got to say is we got
it done, didn't we? That was cool. You know, I'd always seen pictures of people with mountain lions after they killed them doing that bear hug pose. Well, about the time I bear hugged this gator for a picture, Devin, I think, speaks up and he says, yeah, he's gonna pee all over you. And about that time I look down and I'm soaked with just nasty gator pee all over me.
He is peeing on me. Peeing all over me.
You ain't cool unless you pee in your pants.
That's gonna smell so bad.
We were all just so pumped up. We'd come down there with 2 gator tags and we were leaving with 2 gators. Guess what I did last night? Well, you know, after Jeff flew out, Mitch took us to a working gator farm.
Yeah, a friend of mine has a farm, an alligator farm, and also processes alligators for skinning and processing the meat and so on and so forth. We're able to stop by there, you know, to drop them off, and at the same time able to show alligators in that aspect.
On this gator farm, they had just thousands of these alligators, all different sizes.
So open his mouth. There you go.
That's cool. So that's a year-old gator.
In captivity. In the wild, that'd be 2 or 3 years.
The thing that caught our attention was these big old granddaddy alligators they had in this pen.
I don't even have $1, but I'll give you $1 million to swim across there.
I will not do that.
Well, I ain't gonna have to pay you.
Yeah, that's the truth. You wouldn't have to pay him.
in that situation and throwing something over to them, you get to see just how aggressive and what they can be like.
Man, I got to tell you what, gator hunting in the Everglades off an airboat was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. It was unlike any hunt that I've ever been on. You know, just being out there in some of this country was worth the trip in itself. Just to see the Everglades and get to be a part of that, even if we didn't get to shoot any gators, it would have been an awesome adventure. I got to say thanks to Mitch Klein and all his family for taking care of us while we were down there, and Jeff Lampy for inviting us for sure, and even Crazy Clay for letting us stay in his amazing house on stilts out in the Everglades. Hey, for more information about how you can book a gator hunt with Mitch Klein and El Lagarto Guide Service, log on to redarrowtv.com and check out our Outfitters page. Also, don't forget to support Hunters for the Hungry. We've still got this wristband program going, and last year our fans fed over 5,000 hungry or needy people to be out there. So we were pretty privileged. Pretty privileged is hard to say.
That's where I was aiming at. PS, he put it on his butt. Sorry.
We hear Mitch's boat back there do like a 360 real quick. Not 360, 180. If you did a 360, you'd be facing the same way. That would be pointless. Mitch was doing 360s. You need to kickflip. I'm not really sure what the broadhead company was called, but I think it sounded something like Splinter Schmuck.
Y'all don't get into town much, do you?
Simple people.
Yeah, they don't have lizards.
We're having a good time. What are you doing? I'm watching a frog eat. All right.